I'm Barbara Ellen Diggs, and I'm a crafts person here in Decatur. And this morning I'd like to speak to you, our Junior Chamber of Commerce, on the critical importance of crafts in our culture. Before I discovered crafts, I suffered from clinical depression and I had no self-esteem. But today I exhibit my work statewide and I teach workshops at the local women's prison where a lady who slaughtered her entire family now makes note cards, personalized with sequins and dried corn. I also deeply enjoy scrapbooking. For example, here on this page I color Xeroxed a simple Polaroid of my Aunt Polly, and I placed the image at the center of a piece of oak tag. Then I surrounded the picture with some heart-shaped lace doilies, crepe paper rosettes, and a silk ribbon worked out to spell Aunt Polly. I've also included some ticket stubs from a movie we saw together, the invitation to her wedding, and a tiny burlap bag containing one of her kidney stones. The page now weighs 15 pounds and it can tell you Aunt Polly's entire life story. And I don't even like her. My family has always been very supportive of my hobbies. Well, except for my son, whom I loved dearly. I've also recently hand-crocheted a tuxedo for my toaster. A survey by the Crafts and Hobbies Association indicates that over 62.5 million people participated in one or more crafting activities in the past year. Many people use crafting as an artistic outlet. It's said to be relaxing and creative. But some people use crafting as an outlet to deal with difficult situations, much like using a euphemism to express things that are just too difficult to say. Let's explore the relationships created and complicated in a world of glue sticks and pom-poms in Crafty by Paul Rudnick. Some sophisticated people say that crafts aren't art, but by the same token, some people say that New Yorkers aren't people. Crafts allow me to express myself, to create something worth dusting. This one time I started rubber cementing seashells onto a keepsake box as a baby gift, and by the time I looked up, a child was in college. My son, Hank, was always very special. He used to scold me for using words like that. What do you call them? Euphemisms. He'd say, "Mom, I'm gay." And I'd say, "No, you're not. You're special." And he'd say, "Mom, that makes me sound like I'm retarded." And I would say, "I wish." And we would laugh. And it never really bothered me, even though he did move to New York and started working for this fancy Broadway costume designer, and he didn't come home all that often, but we would write back and forth, and he'd send me all these trims in braid, all these beautiful, expensive things from the costumes, and I wouldn't know what to do with them. But to thank him, I would send him little Hummel figurines. I told him, if homosexuality is genetic, then maybe so's home shopping. And then, well, he got sick with that terrible disease. And I flew to New York to see him in the hospital, and do you know what I brought with me? Nothing. I didn't want to embarrass him in front of all of his friends who were all so sweet. I mean, they all kept saying, "Henry, we love your mom. She's a hoot." A hoot. And when we finally got some alone time together, he looked up at me and he said, "So, what'd you bring me? A pot holder? 2 little bunnies on a sled?" And I said, "No, I know all that just upsets you, makes you feel like a hick." And he leaned back on his pillow and he said, "Oh, it's okay. I just wanted to see you." And I stayed there until, well, let's use one of those euphemisms, until he passed on. Maybe that's why euphemisms get invented. Not because people are ashamed, but because they hate the real word too much. And I hated that word, and I hated that disease. And for the longest time, I just went to work and I came home and I didn't touch a thing. Not a needle, not a bobbin, not a hole punch or a pair of picking shears. I would not bring color or beauty or rick-rack into this world. I was just too sad. But that was ages ago, and now they have all that new medicine, so people, well, at least some people can keep going. And a few years later, I flew back to New York because I was a finalist in a cake decorating competition. It was cutthroat. But being in the city reminded me of Hank, and I just couldn't go downtown because that's where Hank lived, so I walked across the street to the Marriott, to Central Park, and they were having this installation by this French artist named Christo, and it seems to me he just goes all around the world and he wraps up these landmarks in fabric. I'm not kidding. And there were all these archways, these aluminum gates, and from each one, from the top, hung a bright orange curtain. And I stood there, and the sun came out, and the wind was blowing in all these different types of directions, and it didn't make sense, but it was very pretty. And I asked the woman next to me, I said, does all this orange fabric, does it make people feel better? And I could tell she was a New Yorker because she said, yes, it does because it's free and I'm gonna take it down. And I hadn't talked about him in so long, especially not to a stranger, but I stood under one of those aluminum gates and I told her about Hank. And it's strange, but when I got back to Decatur, I started to feel a little cheerier for the first time in years. And I started making all these sock monkeys, and I take them to the local hospital and I hang them on the patient's IV stands because maybe when a sick person sees a sock monkey, they'll smile. I don't know if I believe in God anymore, but I do believe in cute. I believe in glue, and I believe in hot pink felt. And maybe, if I was a New Yorker, I would believe in orange shower curtains hanging in Central Park. Amen.